Ja, herzlich willkommen zur neuen Ausgabe SI Talk Edelmetallmesse 2017 in München. Und ich habe wieder ein Startinterview, neue Firma Danakali. Und Kali klingt schon nach Agramineralien. Und ich habe den Seamus Cornelius bei mir. Er ist der Chairman der Company und er wird uns die Firma mal ein bisschen vorstellen. Seamus, thank you to have time. Danakali sounds like Kali as a agriculture mineral. Is it this what the company doing?
Yes, that's exactly right, Joe, because
Correct.
we came up with the name because the project we have is in the Danakali Depression in Eritrea, and our product is potassium for fertilizers. So we just mixed Danakali, Danakil, Kali, Danakali. It's a made-up word, but we like it.
Okay. So what is the actual stage of your project? What phase you are?
Okay, we're in the phase now where we're finalizing the financing so that we can start construction of the mine and the processing plant. We expect to finalize all the financing within the next 6 or so months and start construction.
How much you need finance?
Approximately, in US dollar terms, 300 million.
Is it tough to finance this?
It's always tough to raise 300 million, but fortunately for us, the project is really good and has attracted a lot of attention from, the normal debt-providing banks that you would expect, but also the large equity providers, based in London and Europe and elsewhere. So we think we'll be able to do it, but of course, thinking you can do it and finishing it is a different thing.
But coming to the economics, when you're looking for financing, you have the economics already here, so how the economics looks like?
The economics for the project are actually really outstanding because the deposit itself, we think, and we've had other people agree with us, we think it's the best potassium salt deposit in the world by a long, long way. And that's because it's the largest, it's got the highest grade, it's easiest to mine, it's closest to the coast, and the product we will produce first is the highest value potassium fertilizer, which is SOP, sulfate of potash. The chemical formula is K2SO4. So for us, the economics are really good. And 300 million US dollars, even though it sounds like a large number, in potash terms is an extremely low requirement for the CAPAX spend to get into production.
Especially when you look at the Canadian mines, they are really $1 billion of
That's right, and their cost is primarily driven by the fact that their deposits are deep underground, a kilometre or even more in some cases. But ours is basically at the surface. Our deposit starts at 16 metres below surface. So we can just effectively scrape away the surface sand and clay, and we're straight into the deposit. And that saves us a huge amount of money, obviously, because we don't need to sink a very deep shaft, but also time. And it's a key advantage and a key driver of the economics.
So that's mean when you say you're working now on the financing, and you think in 6 months you can finish the financing to this project, what does mean when you can start with the production?
Okay, we have the timeline that we're working on is, by the middle of next year, so May, June next year, we want to have finished the financing and we will start construction immediately. The timeline for construction we have tells us approximately 2 years. It may be a little bit less, it may be a little bit more, just depending on, how it actually goes. But so based on that, we're targeting 2020 as we will have production and we will have product on the ship ready to sail off.
Is there any permitting issue?
We are fully permitted now. We have all the permits that we need to start. The only thing we need to do is raise the money and we can start the construction.
And from them you ship the product to Europe or to Asia, or what is the plan?
Well, we ship it to where the customers are, obviously, but the primary market that we're targeting is Southern Europe, Northern Africa, and the Middle East. So those are all in very close proximity to us because we'll ship from Massawa port on the Red Sea. So it's basically our neighborhood will be the first choice.
Okay. So the cost to bring it to the customer is really low.
Yes, the cost for us to bring it to the customer, to get it to the ship and get it to the customer, is basically lower than anybody else. We are the lowest quartile, bottom quartile for the cost curve, and we're at the bottom of the cost of the quartile.
Coming to when everything running fine, and you're going in production 2020. What this mean on revenues number and margins on it?
Okay, we are modelling about a 25% internal rate of return, IRR, for us. Now, it's important to know that we are in a joint venture with the Eritrean state government mining company. So when we talk about returns, we talk about returns to Danakali and our shareholders. So that's a 25% IRR. Our margin, based on a per tonne basis, our cost of getting it on the ship is approximately $270, all in, including the logistics cost. And the product now is selling in Europe for somewhere around $530, $540, $550 a tonne. So even if you take some shipping costs off that, there's a significant margin in the order of $200 or $250 a tonne margin for us. And we're planning to produce initially approximately 470,000 tonnes per year. And we will ramp that up. As soon as we're into production, we will start to plan for the expansion of the mine.
Okay. And the demand for this is there?
Yes. The demand for this is very, very strong. And you can see that in one particular aspect of the dynamic of the market. When you look at supply and demand, we know that there is more than enough demand than the current supply can meet because prices are very strong. But a significant portion of the current supply is met by what is called the Mannheim producers. So that's basically a chemical process where you take another potash type, potassium chloride or MOP, you mix it with sulfuric acid, you heat it up, and then you can produce a chemical version of SOP, and you have a waste product of hydrochloric acid. So those producers, the Mannheim producers, are filling a gap that the primary producers can't fill. And those Mannheim guys are very high cost producers. So what our initial plan is we don't want to completely wipe out the Mannheim producers because obviously their high cost production holds up the cost curve.
Absolutely.
And we will enjoy the margin. But over time, we will quickly expand and there will not be any more Mannheim producers in Europe or North Africa or Middle East because they're kind of a chemical process that has unfortunate side effects.
Okay.
And we don't.
Okay, it's interesting. I think it was a good start interview.
Thank you.
Interesting story. So the most critical time is the next 6 months?
Absolutely, yes. This is the critical point. We have to finish the financing and start the construction. From that point on, it's just an engineering construction exercise and then the product will come.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Thank you, John.
Ja, das war ein Erstupdate von Danakali. Wie meine Erstvermutung gestimmt hat, es geht um Agrarmineralien, hier genau um Phosphor. Sie haben ein sehr, sehr hochgradiges Phosphor-Projekt in Eritrea. Sie wollen auch die Märkte Südeuropa, Afrika und den arabischen Raum beliefern. Die Kosten für die Produktion sind gut 330 Millionen. Sie sind jetzt in der Finanzierungsstadium. Sie sprechen mit sehr, sehr vielen Leuten. Dadurch, dass die Wirtschaftlichkeit so gut ist dieses Projektes, ist es sehr einfach, es auch zu finanzieren. Das hilft natürlich ungemein. Die Marge an sich, wir haben dann sehr viel über die Marge gesprochen. Das Produkt wird derzeit ungefähr verkauft mit über $500 pro Tonne. Sie können es mit ungefähr $270 pro Tonne produzieren. Der Vorteil von ihnen ist, also man müssen es mit Potash vergleichen. Da gibt es ja Kali und Salz, die ja in Kanada drüben das produzieren. Da kosten die Projekte Milliarden, bis das in Produktion kommt. Einer kostet nur 300 Millionen oder ein bisschen mehr. Das ist sehr wenig im Verhältnis zu dem und das liegt vor allem daran, dass ihr Ore-Body, also ihre mineralisierte Zone bereits 16 Meter unter der Oberfläche anfängt. Und dadurch brauchen sie das nur wegschieben sozusagen. Sie sind schon im Ore-Body und dadurch ist die Produktion bei ihnen so billig. Es ist in der Nähe auch vom Hafen, ihre Zielgebiete Südeuropa, Afrika und der arabische Raum liegen sozusagen vor der Haustür und dadurch ist es eigentlich sehr, sehr billig in der Produktion und er ist sehr zuversichtlich, dass er die Finanzierung machen kann. Wir sind auch zum Schluss gekommen, es ist die kritische Zeitpunkt, die nächsten 6 Monate, dort die Finanzierung müssen sie schaffen. Wenn sie das geschafft haben, dann sind sie quasi durch, dann ist es nur mehr Exekutierung des Businessplans und der Umsetzung der Produktion. Wenn wir ein bisschen Glück haben, sind es 2020 in Produktion, verdienen dabei dann einen Haufen Geld und damit können sie dann natürlich ihren Aktionären auch etwas Gutes tun. Spannende Sache, mal ganz anders Mineral als sonst, aber interessant und vor allem braucht man das auf jeden Fall. Das war es von Danakali, Edelmetallmesse November 2017. Tschüss und Baba. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.